Hey, welcome back to the Pregame Show Network. I'm Tolly Carr. He is Uncle Neely. That J hat is popping, Neely, and he's right there in Jackson, Mississippi. So why would he not represent his alma mater on this beautiful day? A beautiful day. Congratulations, new basketball. We got to do a Jackson State segment. There's a lot going on there that we have not gotten into. Let's talk about the environment that Deion Sanders has created at Colorado. And let's talk about the environment of college football in general. Is it still college football, or is it quickly morphing into another version of the NFL? Let's hear about the environment straight from Coach Prime's mouth to your ears, the environment at CU and how much it feels like the pros.
The coaches that we have, man, 127 years of NFL experience playing and coaching is phenomenal. I don't know if anybody in college football can eclipse that and the level. And we got two gold jackets walking around casually, if you want to try one on one day. But we got that as well. So I'm loving where we are. I'm loving the communication process. I'm loving the way they go about it, because both OCDC are pros, man. So this stuff is flowing down just like a pro. And I'm more compatible with that. I love college football. I love college coaches. I love high school coaches as well as youth coaches. But I was a pro, and I'm more relatable to pro guys understanding me, and I'm understanding them. I'm much more relatable to those guys, man, and I appreciate them tremendously.
Neely, I love the line. We got a couple of gold jackets just walking around here. If you want to, just casually come try one on.
There are definitely two gold jackets in the building, but ain't but one of them I could potentially fit. And that's Warren Sapp's. I don't think I can get an arm in Deion Sanders' jacket.
No. Yeah, you and Sapp Daddy, big and tall for sure. I get what he's saying, Neely. Look, I don't have any football experience or background. I'm just a fan, like people out there watching us right now for the most part. But I do know something about content and television. I did do that with my life. Neely, you and I can sit around and we can record stuff on our phones. We can kind of casually do it on our own schedule. But man, you put me in an environment where there's lots of lights and cameras and people running around and it's live and people are yelling and it's chaotic. Like, that's my favorite part of content, because that's how I grew up and came up, and that's my muscle memory of the whole thing. But, we can casually do stuff and just be like, hey, Neely, let's record this on our phone, and people at home won't know. It'll still look just as good. So there's different ways to do things, but I totally get what he's saying. The more it feels like an NFL environment, the more Coach Prime can relate to it.
Absolutely. You have to look at the totality of his football career. You're only in middle school for a short amount of time. You're only in high school a short amount of time. He was in Florida State about 3 years. But that compared to 14 years in the NFL, 14 years broadcasting and covering in the NFL. So you take that, man, that's about 28 years of professional environment experience and relationships. So that's what he's going to bring with him. That's his measuring stick for things. And so in that building at the Champion Center in Boulder, Colorado, it is an NFL environment because organizations take on the traits of the leader, and the leader is a professional NFL guy, Hall of Fame guy. He's brought on people with NFL experience, whether that was playing or coaching, combined over 127 years of combined NFL experience in that building. You can't help but have an NFL atmosphere. And that's going to just bode well for next year's draft picks as guys are getting scouted for the NFL, because the NFL knows if I'm going to invest in a guy, let me invest in a guy who knows how to navigate, carry himself, and perform and play like a pro, because he got that experience in college. That's why historically you've seen so many guys get drafted from the Alabamas and the LSUs and the Georgias. It's just because the NFL knows those coaches run programs pro style, from the way the meetings and films are done just to what your expectations are. So Coach Prime, because of his experiences, has created a true NFL environment in Boulder, and it's going to translate to winning, but not just winning on the field, but off the field, because like you said, Tolly, even the camera people, everybody moves like an NFL professional, because that's the standard that Coach Prime has set.
It's interesting. Football has always had two distinct lines when it comes to coaching. Like either you're a college coach or you're a pro coach. There has not been a lot of head coaches that you are revered and considered to be the best of the best that are like, okay, I want to go to the NFL. Some people just you see more assistants and other things make the transition, but generally because a college coach historically, and by historically, I mean a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, things are so different now. You can just tell the kids what to do. The kids had to listen. But college football is more like the NFL now. And Coach Prime doesn't want anything to do with the NFL as a coach, taking him at his own words. So as the college game starts to morph into another version of the NFL Light, or we'll just call it NFL Saturday, if you will, having that pro experience background relatability is nothing but a positive.
Charlie, you got the hammer, you took the nail, and you hit it right on the head. When you look at the Power Four, Group of Five, or any level of coaching in college football, how many coaches can check all these boxes? Let's just go through them. The coach himself was once a top recruit in the nation coming out of high school. The coach himself signed with a Power Five school. The coach himself was drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. The coach himself has played in multiple Super Bowls, played in multiple Pro Bowls. The coach himself is an NFL Hall of Famer. The coach himself is a leader in broadcasting and journalism and marketing. The coach himself is a two-time coach of the year, undefeated in conference for 2 years in a row and winning a conference championship. Name me a coach in America that can check all those boxes, even half of them. There's only one, and it's Deion Sanders. It's Coach Prime. And so he's relatable to parents who have children who are being recruited. He's relatable to athletes who are being recruited. He's relatable to the journalists who come in to cover the program. He knows what questions he used to prepare to ask, so he knows what they're going to ask. He knows what NFL general managers and scouts are looking for in talent-wise. He knows what it takes to be a good teammate at this level and the next level. He's checking all the boxes for success. And the problem that people have with Coach Prime is that he can check all those boxes. And more so what they have a problem with is he was great when he told you he was great. Most people have to sit back and be defined as great. Well, he came out the gate, North Fort Myers High School, into Florida State, into the NFL, telling you how good he was and how great he was, and he ain't missed on it yet.
Neely, let me ask you this then. Why is he not largely presented as the future of college coaching?
Woo! Man, the future is bright because the future is dark, Tyler. And by dark, I mean, I'm talking about pigmentation in the skin. This is a brother, man, who gets to walk around and coveralls and wear a beard when he wants to and dance when he wants to, coaches behind golf, get kids to the next level on and off the field. And when you look around the college landscape, Tyler, it just is what it is. The majority of these teams in America are made up of kids that look like him. What man does not want to play for a guy that looks like him? What man can coach a team at this level and also have Lil Wayne bring the team out? It ain't many. It ain't but one. It's Deion Sanders. And so a lot of people, they don't have the ability to celebrate what they don't understand. In fact, the history of mankind will tell us that people fear what they don't understand and lash out at it. So here's what I'm looking for. There's going to be some rules changes. They're going to be just like you had the Jordan rules. They're going to be the Prime rules. Because Kirby Smart can't bring out Lil Wayne to bring the team on the field. You're going to have the NCAA start making rules that, hey, no celebrities in the locker room, because they can't compete with what Coach Prime is doing. He brings every tool in the toolbox to the table. He's using all the tools. They're mad at it, but what they have to say is, hey, we got to make him where he can only use the hammer. He can't use the screwdriver and the drill too. But he checks all the boxes, Tyler. He has all these tools and relationships at his disposal, and he uses them for the advantage of the young people that he's coaching. That makes people afraid.
Well, Neely, shifts in power and structure and the dynamics in this country have never been welcomed. I don't think you can go through and find any point where there was seismic change in what had been, and people were just like, okay, this is great. No resistance from us.
I think that's spot on, Tyler. I've said it before. Every institution was once a revolution. And what you have taking place is a revolution in college football, a revolution that was not caused, planned, or designed by Deion Sanders, but Coach Prime is certainly going to be a beneficiary of it. Coach Prime did not introduce NIL to college football. Coach Prime did not create collectives in college football. Coach Prime did not create the opportunity for mass media and the use of social media in football. But who better than Coach Prime to harness it and use it for the benefit of his players? Because he is an individual who has a spotlight on him that existed before he became a coach, and it was bigger than anybody else that was coaching, and it's only followed him into coaching. And so what you have in college football, this seismic shift, as you put it, with NIL and collectives and, are we going to streaming more, the new TV deals to come, conferences merging and that kind of thing. Coach Prime will be a hot commodity in that space because he adds so much value to whatever space he's in. There are going to be people that celebrate it, but there are going to be people that are scared as hell of it too, Tyler.
Neely, this might be slightly off topic, but you jarred a memory of something we talked about. Do you remember when we said, it was about the spring game because it wasn't going to be carried on ESPN because of the NFL draft, which they addressed and said next year they're going to move that up, obviously because there's going to be Colorado players being drafted. But we talked about what if Coach Prime and his friends got together and said, we're just going to stream the game or we're going to come up with a platform. And we just kind of talked about it, just threw it out in the air. Did you see where the WNBA screwed up and it was Angel Reese's first game preseason and somehow it didn't end up on the league pass and people couldn't watch it? And this young lady, I think it was a young lady, streamed it from the stands on her phone, and over 1 million people were watching it because of the demand and the interest.
I not only saw that, Tolly, it got up to 3 million people watching it from her phone. And that's the impact that I'm talking about that Coach Prime just gets and understands. He is a maverick when it comes to negotiating. And you look at the relationship that he has with the Big 12 commissioner, I'm going to tell you that you give those guys a season together to figure some things out and then another season to go after that, the productivity, the production level, all the things that are going to come out of the Big 12 because of Coach Prime's mindset and the understanding and gravitas of the commissioner of the Big 12 is going to rival what the NFL and XFL does in being able to showcase and show you inside and what's going on because they get it. They understand eyeballs matter. Let's show people what they haven't seen. Let's not rest on, well, it's never been done before. Let's push this thing. Let's dream bigger and think bigger. And I think you're going to see more of that with the Deion Sanders because he gets it. Like you said, Colin, just think if the spring game would have just been broadcast over The Rock's Instagram account and Lil Wayne's Instagram account, how many eyeballs there would be. And these are personal friends of his that will do it just because he asked. And so that kind of opportunity is just right there, tip of the iceberg. No telling what's to come in this space. And that's the kind of thing that if you're out there, you're recruiting as Deion Sanders, you have to kind of throw up this stuff about, they're just doing it for clicks and likes. They don't know what they're doing. He ain't going to be there long. He's going to leave when his kids leave because all you got is to lie. You can't stand on the truth because the truth is with all that he brings to the table and what's happening in college football right now, no better place to be than being coached by Deion Sanders and his staff in Boulder, Colorado.
Yep, and while you might be looking at his tweets of record and say, I can't believe he said that. Why he said that? Other people are looking and said, dang, 25 million people saw that?
Eyeballs, Tyler. It's all about eyeballs.
For sure. And with all this reporting on Deion Sanders this week, having to source the pregame show because we have the exclusive content, I'm just saying. No, I hope at the Big 12
you heard
meeting,
the man.
They said something about the pregame show network at the Big 12 meeting, I hope, Neely.
You heard the man. Relationship capital is in the bank. We enjoy the relationship we have with Coach Prime and covering him from a vantage point that other sports outlets do not get to cover. You got well-off media with Bucky Sanders, Deion Sanders Jr. You got Reach the People with Darius Sanders, and you got the pregame show network with good old Uncle Neely here. And the three of us do different things in different lenses. So from a sports show standpoint, nobody's inside like we're inside. So we're reporting things that you literally can't get anywhere else. And as Coach Primus said, articulated to the Black content creators that he spent time with, sooner or later, they got to come knocking on your door because you're going to be the only one with it.
Paradigm shift, Neely. Paradigm shift. It is happening. But, shout out to those other guys, Neely. They don't have the gray hair like we do, baby. Bringing that gray to the table, man. It just infers a lot of wisdom there.
Well, I tell people the gray lets you know I'm old enough to know better, but the black lets you know I can still do it.
I like it. No, I don't like it. I love it. I love it. All right, this is the Pregame Show Network. More content to come. Make sure you stick around. Make sure you're subscribed. You hit the like button. You know the rules. Make sure you do all that. And we'll keep bringing the content straight to you right here on the Pregame Show Network.